If you're planning to visit the UK this year 2026, then you need to watch this video before making that application. This is because the UK Home Office has updated its guidance for visa caseworkers. And right now, many standard visitors visa applications are being rejected. And the reason is not because the applicants do not have enough money, but it is because they have failed to make the Home Office understand that they are genuinely making a visa application to enter the United Kingdom. Today, I am going to explain the reasons why the UK standard visitors applications are being rejected using the official Home Office guidance, and I am going to tell you what to do going forward to make sure that your application is approved. So if this is the kind of video you want to listen to, then I advise you to watch till the end. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Here I talk about UK immigration and life in the UK. So if you're interested, hit that subscribe button right now, and as you're watching this video, please give me a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend this video to many people. Thank you so much as you watch. So let's dive straight to this video. Let's look at what UK visa officers are actually checking before they approve your application. Number one reason why that visa application is being rejected is that the Home Office do not believe that you will leave the UK at the end of your visit. Now, for you to prove them otherwise, for you to show them that you will actually leave at the end of your visit, there are things that you have to do. There are things that they are looking at. If you do it right and produce enough evidence, then your visa will be approved. What are they actually checking? They are looking at your employment status. So if you're visiting the UK and you are employed back home, you need to prove to them that you have a job. It's not just enough stating it maybe in the letter of invitation or in your cover letter. You need to show evidence. If you have pay slip, you need to produce like 3 to 6 months pay slip. If you have a contract letter, you need to provide it as well. You need evidence that will show them that you definitely have a job that you cannot leave. Another thing they look at is your business. For some people that want to visit the UK, they run their own business, they are self-employed, right? And you need to prove to them that you have a business, not just saying it. They require things like business registration certificates to show that actually you own a business. Recently, I know someone who tried to make an application to come to the UK. She is self-employed. She runs her own business. The reason why that visa was rejected was that she did not submit the business registration certificate. And also the Home Office said that from the bank statement she submitted, they did not see evidence that she's paying tax. So this is because they believe that if you own a business, you should have a business registration certificate and you should pay in tax. They should see the taxes you pay to the government from your business account. And another thing is that that account looked like a personal account. It wasn't a business account. So if you are a business person and you want to come to the UK and you want your visa to be approved, then you need to show more evidences like I have just stated. Another reason is family responsibilities. If you do not show that you have enough family responsibilities that will bring you back, it could be a reason for rejection. Now, many grandmothers, like some of us, we want our mothers to come here to help us with childcare or one thing or the other. If you don't prove that your mother has some family responsibilities that will take her back home, it could be a reason for rejection. Another thing is property ownership. If you have like, you want your mom to come, you want your, anybody that is related to you to visit you in the UK, and if they have property, then you need to show evidence that they have property, that they are the one looking after the properties. It's not just about saying it or typing it. You need to show evidence, provide documents that shows that you have properties, you own a business, you have family responsibilities that will take you back home at the end of your visit. Another thing they look at is your financial commitment. Even if someone is sponsoring you fully to come to the UK as a visitor, they also want to see your bank statement and to see your financial commitment. They want to make sure that you are also able to sponsor yourself while in the UK. And while you're filling your application form online, they ask question about what you make every month, your monthly expenses, your dependents, and all of that. So they really want to see your financial commitments before your visa will be approved. And if you have a previous travel history, it's going to be a bonus to you for the fact that you have been to, maybe you have been to the UK before, or even to any other country, and you left at the end of your visit. It will really convince them. So these are the things that they look at, to make sure that you are a genuine visitor and that you will leave at the end of your visit. If you're not able to prove them otherwise, this will be a reason for visa rejection. Number 2 reason why that visa is being rejected is that your financial evidence does not make sense. For most people, they think that once you have money, it settles everything. And you see some people, like, let me take for example, you want your mom to visit you in the UK, and then you learn from someone that she's supposed to have up to a certain amount of money, maybe up to 1 million or 2 million in her account, and then you go ahead to make a large deposit into her account, and then you also state that she runs a business or she's employed. Or once the home office look at it and they see that the income, that it does not tally with the employment, if what she is doing, her means of survival or her means of making money, does not tally with what they see from the bank statement, it doesn't make sense to them, they are going to sense something fishy. Some people go ahead to make a large deposit, right? And then when that statement is printed off, they will see it and they will suspect some malicious activity. It's a big reason why that visa is being rejected. So they really want to make sure that your savings are genuine, right? If you're saying that you have this amount of money, they want to see that it is genuine. Oh, this is what you're making every month, this is what you're spending. At the end of the day, you still have this amount left, and it is possible for you to have saved that amount of money, and that you can also genuinely sponsor yourself on that trip. So these are the things that they are looking for under financial evidence. So if what you submitted to them does not make sense at all, it could be a reason for that visa to be rejected. Another thing that I see that happens is most people here, you that is inviting your mom, because you've also heard, oh, you need to have like 5,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds in your account, and you ask a friend to transfer the money to your account. Once you print off your statement and they see that someone has transferred money to you, it's a reason for rejection, because it will tell them straight away that you don't have the money, you borrowed the money. Okay, so you need to make sure that your savings are genuine so that that visa can be accepted. Number 3 reason is when your story does not match the documents. So for your visa to be accepted, you need to make sure that there is consistency at all times. Your documents you're submitting should say the same thing with what you have filled online in the visa application, right? They ask some questions around money when you're filling the visa online. They ask you questions like what you earn every month, what your expenses is every month, to able to know what your savings is. Now when you submit your document like your bank statement and it's saying otherwise, what you earn does not match with the income that they're saying, your expenses does not tally with what you have in your bank account, then it does not make sense. Your bank account, your invitation letter, your employment letter, your travel plans, and your visa application form, they all have to tally. They all have to be saying the same thing. Once they see contradicting stuff between all these documents, then they're going to suspect something fishy, and it could be a reason to reject your application. The 4th reason why that application is being refused is fake documents or false information. Once the home office detects that your documents are fake, once they detect that you're producing a fake document, once they detect that you're trying to deceive them, is enough reason for that visa to be rejected. So if you're trying to falsify your bank statements, or maybe falsify an employment letter and submit, you need to think again. You need to think twice, because once they notice that something is fishy, they are going to deny that application straight away. Try as much as you can to be genuine and submit original documents. Another reason why your visa is being rejected is previous UK immigration history. This includes previous visa refusal. So if your visa has been refused before, they are also going to look at it and see the reason why it's being refused. They want to know if your recent application is saying a different thing. It's always advisable to refer to your previous application and adjust on it. You're not going to change your story entirely, because doing that, can make them to feel suspicious. They may think that you are lying, because they'll always refer back, and you need to be as honest as possible. If they ask you question, if you have ever been rejected or denied, your visa, you need to be honest about it and say yes. You don't have to lie, because at the end of the day, they will find out. They will also check if you have overstayed in the UK in your previous visits. If you have ever overstayed, it could be a reason for your visa to be rejected. If you breached UK immigration laws at the time of your visit, it could be a reason. Now you can ask, how can one breach UK immigration laws? Now, as a visitor, you are not entitled to public funds. If at the time you visited the UK, maybe you accessed healthcare facility and you are not an exempt and you did not pay money for that, you have breached UK immigration law, and doing this can lead to subsequent visa refusal. So now you need to know that just because your previous visa was rejected does not mean that you cannot be successful in your future application. No. But you need to be as honest as you can and make amendments based on your previous visa application. You don't have to change your story entirely, because changing your story entirely or being dishonest about it can also make them to reject your application. Another reason why your visa can be rejected is if the officers think that you're trying to live in the UK through frequent visits. Now, let me explain. Many people believe that, because they have UK visitors visa, that they can just come in anytime they want and live as long as they want in the UK. But the Home Office, they don't want that. They want you to come to the UK as a temporary visitor and then you leave. And they want you to stay longer in your country than the time you spent in the UK. Now, let's take for example, you have a 2 years visa and then you visited the UK, stayed for 6 months, you traveled back. You stay only 3 months in your country and you're back to the UK. You stay another 6 months, you travel back. You stay back in your country for 3 months again and you're back to the UK for another 6 months. If you're making a future application, the officers are going to look at your travel pattern. They will look at how often you have been in the UK. And when they see that you spend more time in the UK compared to the time you spend in your home country, then they will assume that you are now living in the UK as a visitor. They will assume that you are abusing the visa. You are using a visitor's route to live in the UK permanently instead of temporarily. You are not supposed to be visiting your country. You're supposed to come to the UK for a short time and live longer in your country. So they look at your travel pattern. And another reason is when your papers does not match the visa rule. Now, I know that this one is not common, but I will just say it. If you show them any slightest idea that you're coming to the UK maybe to work or to access public funds or to carry out any activity that is not supposed to be carried out while you are in the UK as a visitor, then it could be a reason for that visa to be cancelled. So you need to make sure that you're following the strict rule. When you are here as a visitor, you're not allowed to work. If they have any glimpse of idea that you want to work, that the reason why you're coming is to do menial jobs for cash at hand, it could be a reason for your visa being rejected. But I know that this one is not very common, because even if you're coming to the UK and you have intention of maybe picking up menial job for cash at hand, you cannot disclose such information. I mean, you are not dumb to disclose such information, right? So this one is not very common. Now, how do you improve your chances? What should you do so that that visitor's visa application you're making will be successful? And I think this is the most important part of this video. Number one, you have to explain your purpose of travel very clearly. You need to make it very clear. Why are you visiting the UK? State it very clear. I am coming to visit my child who gave birth. I am coming to assist my child with childcare. I am coming for my grandchild first birthday party. I am coming for, just make it very clear the reason for your visits. Then submit genuine financial evidences. Make sure that you're not submitting a fake document. And in fact, I'll advise you submit like up to 3 month statements so that they will see the activities within these 3 months and compare it to what you have answered while filling in the application form. Make sure that you're showing strong ties to your home country. Make them to believe that you are definitely going back. Ask yourself, if you are the officer reviewing this application, will you grant it or not? Is there enough family ties to show that this person is definitely going back? Do you have dependents? Do you have family responsibilities? Do you have properties? Do you have a job? Make sure that you state it very well and submit your evidence, your documents to back it up. And make sure that every document that you're submitting is saying the same thing with your story. Make sure that it doesn't contradict in any form. And also make sure that you're not submitting false or misleading information. If you have a previous refusal, you need to address it honestly. State why you were rejected and do not try to ignore it. So one thing that you have to know is that the burden of proof lies on the applicant. In fact, the onus, if that application will be approved or not, the main person that will make it to be successful is the applicant. It's not even your relative making the application for you. If I submit my payslip, it's easier for them to bring up my HR to confirm that I have a job. But for you, the applicant that is coming from another country, you are the one that will convince them that you will leave at the end of your visit. There is no way that they will know if you don't convince them. So the onus is on the applicants. And the major reasons why these visas are being denied is also because of the applicants. In fact, I have a scenario, like I have a friend who recently made a visa application for her mom to visit her in the UK, and the application was refused. I'm going to read the reason for refusing of this visa. I'm going to read the reason behind this. But the scenario, the mom is not employed, so she's not working. You know, she's an elderly woman, so she doesn't work. The family, or rather the children, they sponsor her lifestyle, they send money to her, they support her. So they want the mother to visit them in the UK, right? So this application was denied, and this is the decision. I have refused your application for a visit visa because I am not satisfied that you meet the requirements of paragraph V42 to V46 of Appendix V, Immigration Rule for Visitors, because you have applied for permission to visit the UK for 2 months to visit family. I appreciate the importance of family visit, so I have given your case careful consideration. In order to be able to make a decision on whether or not to grant you a visit visa, I have taken into an account your stated circumstances in your country of residence, the reason for your visit, the supporting information provided, and your intended travel arrangements. You state that your sponsors have offered to finance part of your trip by contributing, they said the money, I don't want to say the money, by contributing this amount of money towards the cost of your trip, and will maintain and accommodate you during your proposed trip. I acknowledge the documents you have provided pertaining to their circumstance. However, your sponsors are only one element of the application, and it is your own circumstances in your home country that I must also take into consideration. So you see, is the applicant's circumstance that mainly determines whether this will be approved or not. The onus is on you, the applicant, to show that you meet the requirements of the immigration rules based on your overall personal circumstance, and that you will comply with all the conditions associated with the visa you are applying. In order to come to my decision, I have considered all of the documents you've provided regarding your circumstances in your home country. In consideration of your economic ties to your home country, you state that you are unemployed and that you spend, so amounts of money monthly on living expenses in your home country. I have considered all the documents and information submitted with your visa application and the information you have provided about your personal and financial circumstance in your home country. However, the documents you have presented does not substantiate this statement, as the document presented do not demonstrate the income or finances of any close family members in your country home of residence who may be supporting you financially. So this is one of the mistakes that this person made. They have provided only one bank statement of their mother, to prove the financial evidence. But in that statement, there is no evidence of any of the children sending money to her, because she has stated that she doesn't work and the children support her. So they expect to see the monthly, the money that the children send to her. So ideally, she's supposed to send like 3 months bank statement, and in that statement, they should see the money the children send to support her living expenses. So that when she go ahead to say that every month, let's say that every month she's receiving 100,000, they want to see Chidinma sending 20,000, Ekene sent 50,000. This person, they want to see. That is the evidence that they want. It's not just providing a bank statement with so much money in it. If you are not able to prove it substantially, they want to see it, that every month your children are supporting you. They want to see that deposit that is being made. They want to see it. The information provided in support of your application, therefore, does not demonstrate your financial circumstances to be as declared or demonstrate how you are supported in your country of residence. Consequently, as a result of the above, I am not satisfied that the financial information presented by you is an accurate reflection of your financial circumstance, and I am satisfied that this undermines the economic ties you have evidence to your home country. Additionally, the documents you have provided to support your application do not demonstrate any evidence that you have any immediate family member in your country of residence, and therefore I am not satisfied that you have substantial family ties outside of the UK to ensure you will leave at the end of your proposed visit. On the balance of the probabilities, I am not satisfied that you have demonstrated that you have ties to your home country, which would encourage you to leave the UK. Given the above, I am not satisfied that you are genuinely seeking entry for a purpose that is permitted under the visitor route, and that you will leave the UK at the end of your visit. Your application is therefore refused under paragraph A and C of the immigration rules. So, they have said that there is no evidence that the children are sending money to her to support her living expenses, as she stated in the application form. And again, she did not prove that she have enough family ties that will bring her back home. So, this is part of what I have mentioned before. You need to prove this. In conclusion, a visitor's visa, when it's being refused, it does not mean that you don't have any chance of it being accepted in the future. In many cases, it's simply because you have failed to show enough evidence, or that you have submitted documents that raise doubts. And I believe that understanding what visa officers are trained to look at will help to improve your chances of your visa being approved. I am not an immigration officer or advisor. All the information that I have shared here, I saw them from the official guidance. So now, if you find this video very useful, please do well to share it to your friends. A lot of people are facing frustration, when they make a visa application for their loved ones to visit them and that visa is being denied. So the best thing that you can do for them is to share this video to all your friends so that they know what to look out for. So please share to your friends and family. If you're coming across my channel for the very first time and you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right away. It is completely free. And also, if you're watching, give me a like, please, so that YouTube can recommend this video to so many people. And also hype this video, hype it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you in my next video. For now, you take care. Bye-bye.